Hello there, and a very warm welcome, as always, to the France Buying Guides YouTube presentation. Well, now, France is obviously a huge country offering many diverse attractions, and when you start to look for a property and your new life there, you need to become at least a little bit familiar with each area that you feel is right for you at the start. Now, you may well have travelled, as many of us have, far and wide across France, and may have considered areas which really do it for you, in which case you are well on the way to achieving what you want. If not, then think first about what's important to you in terms of region and location. Think about things like climate, proximity to towns, airports, stations, types of landscape. If you're not sure about location in terms of whether you want to go into town or country, you could take a middle course and consider a property perhaps in a rural area but with close proximity to a town or a decent village. We are here, my husband and I, Mr. Fixit, in the Languedoc, in a very lovely little village, but we're very close to three pretty major towns, and the traffic is never a problem here. Now, for many British people, one of the joys of living in rural France is the sense of community. This would explain, I think, why many people of retirement age are looking to emigrate to France and to rediscover sort of that community spirit, which sadly seems to have been lost largely in many parts of Britain. There's often another advantage in moving to France that those same people of retirement age can release equity from their British home and thereby be financially better off. But give yourself a first time to think about area and geography. For example, if you adore the sea, there's no point looking at in places such as the Auvergne or if you like mountains and hills, then you won't want to be somewhere like the Charente or the Vendée, which, although popular, are largely very flat. So do some research on each region of France. There is obviously a great diversity in landscape and in weather. Think about access back to the UK and elsewhere, of course, and consider what's important for you in your day-to-day living. Choosing the right area, I think, is key. If you cast your net fairly widely at the start and take holiday to at least a couple of different regions, then you'll be well informed. Also, think about renting. We have a good article this week on our website, as you'll see, on renting in France. It's quite a popular thing to do and can be a very good idea to really get to know an area before you commit yourself. Do some research into local weather forecasts. In general, France has a pretty temperate climate with seasons, cold winters and hot summers, but areas do vary. And generally speaking, when you go south of the Loire, you're more likely to have more sun. If you really want a lot of sun, you're going to have to come down quite far to the south, such as the Languedoc where we are, or Provence. Now, if you like a bit of life and a bit of buzz, check out where your nearest large town is. French towns are absolutely lovely in general, but be practical. Invest some time into researching your preferred location and actually going there, as I said. Find out about as much as you can about the seasons and what each has to offer. The atmosphere in summer is very different in the winter. The seasons are kind of more marked, or they seem to be anyway. In short, give a lot of preliminary thought to your own criteria. Get yourself a large map of France. Have a look at our very own France Buying Guide and read up about each area. As I say, time spent now will save time later. Give yourself a timeline, but don't be pressured about it. There's no point in doing that. It's a big thing moving abroad anywhere. There are many English people living in France now in many, many parts. If you want to be part of an expat community, consider areas such as here, the Languedoc-Roussillon. There are plenty of English people here. The Charente I mentioned earlier, anywhere around the Aquitaine, or further up north, Normandy and Brittany have large English communities there. Having said that, though, I think the real key to settling well in France is to integrate. You need to talk to your neighbours, ask questions, make yourself friends with the local mayor. You'll find that people in France love to give advice and help. If you really accept the French lifestyle straight away, you'll reap huge rewards in your new life in the future. Now, emigrating anywhere is going to be something of an adventure, but as long as you retain a positive attitude and a will to do it, have made proper plans and are prepared to embrace change, obviously, my view is that living in France is an absolute joy. So that's it from me for this week. I hope this finds you well. Do continue to send us any questions you may have, any comments you may have. You can always email me, Alexis, or you can call our office in London if you'd like more specific help with any of our recommended resources. Thank you very much indeed for listening. Bye-bye.